Welcome back to Bonded by Bravo. I'm Amy, joined with my beautiful, lovely vegetarian friend, Jenna.
I think it's pescatarian these days, but
pescatarian friend, Jenna.
How you doing?
So I'm not usually a believer in the full moon, but I feel like I could commit murder today.
Oh.
And I'm not PMSing.
Okay.
Do you like get funky around your ovulation time?
Wait, that's so funny you said that though, about not wanting to murder, but potentially could. It's in the cards. It's not off the table. The other night at work,
What night? Was it Monday?
Monday night.
Full moon.
Yes, it was.
Full moon.
I had to walk outside and I was like, someone give me a cigarette. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I didn't do it, but I was like in this, like, I was like, I have to walk away. I have to walk away. Everyone was driving me nuts. I'm there by myself. And I usually when that happens, I'll be behind the bar and I'm like, oh, my period's coming. And it'll come within like 3 days. It's impossible. Like, I mean, I guess nothing's impossible, but I just got over it like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's just not what it is. And I literally looked to like my door guy and I was like, am I the problem? Like, is it me or is it them? Because I hate them. All of them.
I said that to myself for the last hour. I sat at my computer and I said, am I the drama? Am I the drama? Am I the drama? Is it me? And I like usually, you know that I'm not like a airy fairy person.
No.
But I know that Monday was the full moon, and I'm like, maybe it's the full moon. I also looked up on ChatGPT if you get PMS symptoms around the time you're ovulating, because I have those feelings of like, you know, when you just when you're like, I could commit a crime today.
Irritable, just so irritable. Like something falls out of your hand and you're like, I'll just burn the whole house down. It's fine.
Oh my God. I banged on my desk today.
Oh,
man. Not a bang.
Yeah. I don't get it during ovulation though. So
yeah.
I guess you are the drama.
I mean, anywho, maybe it's the full moon. Maybe it's just us.
I was feeling good during the reunion. I mean, it was a nothing burger, as we like to say.
Do you know I caught? Yeah.
What? You caught what?
I caught someone saying that on their podcast, and I was like, are we influencers?
Oh, well, pay up.
And I'm like, are we influencing with our nothing burgers? But I don't think we came up with that one.
I don't think so either.
Which is fine. How are you otherwise? What else is going on in your world? It's
like work is about to be so busy, which is great because I kind of did dick around a little bit here in the summer because it's just slow anyway. But yeah, it's like getting back into show season. So that means just lots of concerts to go to.
And so the other day, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this, but you had a show the other day that you you work at a venue that that does concerts, and in the venue there was a stalker list, meaning that the doorman and the bartenders and people that work there had a list of people that if they saw these people, they weren't allowed in the venue.
And this is a bigger venue. This isn't like. And so every employee on staff had to know that this was going on. And I like got it, like, cause we always do a meeting before and I was like, oh, what's this paper? And I just like assumed it was like the thing that we had to sign in the beginning. And then I like kind of looked at it. I was like, I think this is a stalker list. And then I like start reading through. But the best part about the stalker list was, you know who was on there? Courtney Love, baby. And I was just like picturing Courtney Love like charging the bar and me being like, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're 86.
I would be so afraid to
I'm not
pick out
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love. Like, could you imagine? And also, how many places do you think Courtney Love is not allowed in? Like, she must be on so many lists of venues that she's not allowed in. I love that for her. I love that for her. And
wild.
I'm not kicking her out of a bar. No, thank you.
It's funny because these grudges are definitely like the band it was about, like that it was playing is like an old like punk rock band from like the 90s. It's like an all-female band. And I'm like, wow, this is like a 3-decade-long grudge that's happening here.
And like, is it still, or are we just like holding on to? Yeah.
Who's to say, you know?
Who's to say? It's not us for sure. I know. We love a good stalker list. Anywho, speaking of stalkers. That was my first. Yeah. And we, speaking of stalkers, we had Kyle Cook in our comments.
Oh, is he a stalker? Yeah.
I'm totally kidding. Kyle didn't like what we had to say about him on last week's podcast about him being a DJ. But that's okay. All press is good press. Hey, Kyle, we love you. Right?
We don't.
No. He commented that he didn't like that we were tagging him in our stuff. So it's fine. Maybe we'll get blocked by him too. We're creating a list of problematic Bravo Leb men that we are getting 86 by.
Yeah.
You like that?
At least like Carl has it like seemed to have evolved a little bit, whereas Kyle doesn't seem like he's done the work.
No.
Well, anyway,
men doing the work. That's been the theme of my week. Maybe that's why I'm in a bad mood. Men doing the work. Also, my phone is blowing up over here. What did you comment? Is this sorry, listeners. Jenna usually writes our quippy comments, and we're getting all these likes on. Is this a Calvin Klein ad?
Oh, I just commented that like seconds ago.
We're getting so many likes on that. What is that for?
Oh, wow. I literally just did that before we hopped on here. It's for, well, actually, I left a comment last week and it's got like nearly 1,000 likes, which I feel pretty good. That one it's Leah, Miguel, Janae, Kenny, Serena, and Cordell all in like, they're wearing white t-shirts and denim jeans, like that light, like old school, like they look like Calvin Klein's, but I don't know if they are. But it looked like a Calvin Klein ad. So I said, is this a Calvin Klein ad?
I love
it. It should be. Calvin Klein, if you're listening, book them.
Right. Booked and busy. And we're also available.
We are.
If you carry my size, sir. Anywho, getting back to Bravo, we finally got an announcement from Kyle Cook's incredibly amazing wife, who we stan. Amanda Batula has teamed up with South Moon Under and is going to be dropping her swimsuit line.
I know, that's exciting. I'm glad that's happening.
Me too. I wish it was happening last April so that we could buy them for the swimsuit season, but here we are. I'm excited to see her designs because we've talked about this a lot. We both really like her aesthetic. She does have such an eye. Like we've talked about this on here as well, but Loverboy isn't Loverboy without those designs, and that's all Amanda. And I mean, I don't know how many times I've purchased something because of the way a bottle looked like, because like I am no connoisseur by any regards. And Loverboy would be one of those things. Like if I didn't know, I would strictly buy it because of the design. The
packaging. Yeah.
And her personal style is so much different than say Paige's. I always say to you, like she to me could pull off any one of her looks and kill it. Like she's definitely like fashion icon. I love a lot of what she wears. I mean, a lot of it, so I saw somebody on Instagram. This was actually funny. They were like, is this just a t-shirt and a skirt because like, does it look good on her because she's skinny, or is this like actually a good outfit? And I think it's a little bit of both. Like if I put on a t-shirt and a skirt, would I look unhoused? The same way that she can wear a t-shirt and a skirt. Like it's definitely like she can pull together a lot of outfits that maybe not everyone can wear.
I do remember like similar my cousin, I would always say like her aesthetic was like homeless chic, but she could put on like, if you're listening,
sorry.
But she like, I would see some
Oh
of
my
the
God.
stuff, like some of the pieces individually that she would have that I was like, this is so ugly. And then she'd put it on. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Never. Right.
Like how do you look like that?
And I would never know how to even
And
do
I tried.
it.
I would try to emulate it. And then it was like that meme where it was like when you're laying in bed thinking about how good this outfit's gonna look, and then you go to put it on, you look like a baked potato.
That's me.
That's literally what it was. Every time I tried to emulate anything, I was like, let me buy this ugly piece of clothing and then I'll make it cute. And then I was like, nope, uglier.
I feel like this is me 101, and I am trying to get rid of stuff in my closet now because I buy stuff that I think will be like the cool new thing.
Yeah.
Then I never wear it.
Yep. It's tough out here. That's why I just do hand-me-downs for my friend.
That's good. You have one specific friend that hands you down. That's great.
All the time she'll be like, here, I have this shirt for you, or I have these jeans for you. Most of the stuff I wear is from her at this point.
Oh, that's so nice.
And then I have like a tank top from H&M that I have it in 6 different colors. And then I just wear that. 6 different ones. I actually have the black and the white in doubles. So like, you know, if one's dirty, gotta have the other one. And that's it. That's really my wardrobe.
I think you could easily follow Amanda's style. I've said this to you way too many times. This is too much hype for one day.
No, she'll link her stuff though, and I'm just like not paying $238 for a piece of clothing. I don't have it in me.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish you would link. Sometimes influencers will link like a cheaper dupe of it.
Yeah, I would like that.
All right. Well, so much more Bravo. There's like, okay, I really want to talk about this. And I think majority of this episode, we're really going to get into Love Island, but there's some Bravo news at the top. Also, we want to say we're doing a bonus episode this week. We're so excited. We're going to be doing a bonus episode with Holly T and Jeremy Carr of the Holly T and Jeremy Carr podcast. So this week you'll get 2 episodes of Bonded by Bravo. And on that episode, we're going to do the recap of OC from this week. So this episode, we're really going to focus more on Love Island and just give some Bravo highlights. We'll do more pop culture on that episode too, because there's a lot to cover there too. But I just don't know if everyone has seen what's going on with Ariana Madix's brother, Jeremy. So apparently back in February, he was arrested in the Orlando airport trying to catch a flight to Germany. A U.S. Customs officer stopped him. And so I'm thinking he was going to check his bags. That's what I'm thinking. And in his bags, he was traveling with someone else. In his bags were 64 vacuum sealed bags of about 76 pounds of cannabis. And his friend had 31 bags weighing about 37 pounds of cannabis. He had a bail hearing or a bond hearing, was arrested in August in California, extradited to Florida for the arrest, and was given bond for $80,000. His mom wrote a letter of support for him. Ariana did not.
He's probably really wishing he didn't speak out on her because she probably would have paid that bond.
He spoke out on her after he was arrested.
Okay, so why is this arrest taking so long? Like, if this happened in February, why is this happening now? I'm so confused.
I am too. Again, I really wish we had like someone on legal. Bonded, Bravo and Cocktails had some information about it. More so that like he's in serious legal trouble and he's facing up to 20 years in prison, I think they said. Like this is not a joke. I mean, basically, they're talking about him potentially, allegedly trying to traffic 100 pounds of weed internationally. Like this is not a joke. Yeah. It's insane. And I'm wondering, is this why she distanced herself?
Yeah, probably. I mean, something tells me she's still going to end up paying his legal fees, not for him, but for her mom. Yeah. Like, I think just, it's like, it'll have nothing to do. She probably won't talk to him. It'll just be like to take some of the stress off of her mom. I don't know. That's Yeah, it's like you can't play around with that like shit internationally. Like it's
I mean,
not the same as the States.
but it's just what 107, okay, just on his self alone, you were thinking that you were am
You
I
were gonna get
missing
away with that?
something that you like how did he think he was going to get 76 pounds of weed in his check-in luggage? Do
I
they
don't
not
know.
scan that? And I'm assuming like they were walking and the bag sniffed, because if it went through a scanner, they would see, right? Like
Yeah.
how is this happening? What am I missing?
I have no idea. I'm just so confused that it's so far out. I think the Bravo docket, there are two lawyers that are into
Okay.
Bravo. I wonder if they cover this at all. But yeah, I feel like when did she distance herself from him? Like,
I
has
feel
it
like
been since last year? And also, like him hanging around
this
Sandoval
is
is
what
like
I
that's
think.
not a good influence at all. Like
I
he
also
doesn't know right
think
from wrong.
that Sheena did everyone know about this because he's gotten engaged since then.
How would
So
they not know about it?
I don't know. Because if he just got arrested and then moved on with his life and went back and he's just waiting to be extradited back to Florida, like we didn't know about it till now.
That's true. And I didn't see anything. Was there any like blinds about it? I don't
Mm-mm,
think so.
no. So that's interesting. And Sheena's hanging out, sticking up for him. Meanwhile, again, Ariana's just being the queen that
It's
she is. And
it's wild how often Sheena's on the wrong side of history. Like
Sheena.
whatever she needs to like not follow her own directive. Like whatever she's feeling in the moment, go opposite and
She
you'll be
should
okay.
she should not trust her gut. Everyone else
Not
trusts your gut. Sheena, not so much,
don't
boo.
don't
Don't
trust your
do
gut.
that. Don't trust your gut.
Your
Mm-mm.
gut is not doing you well.
No, I think it has IBS or
Yeah.
candida. What are some of those?
I don't even know what candida is.
It's like one of those funguses they say that your gut gets. Okay. It was a bad
Well,
joke.
speaking of
Yeah.
Sheena, and I guess we'll just lump her in with whatever, Lauren from Utah.
Blah,
Jax
blah.
Jax is coming back to, I guess he's leaving the facility soon. And I am so curious how this is. I think he's going to go completely off the rails. Like between Sheena and Lala, Brittany and Kristen posting that stuff, that cameo stuff about him wanting his, like the articles that I'm assuming his team keeps putting out are the way that they're worded. It's like Jack's racing home to be back to the number one guy. I'm like, who's writing these headlines? Like, this is such a weird approach to this. Like, you're coming at a facility and your focus is, I got to get back on that show.
That's really good. I feel like I think this is going to be Jax is going to milk this for everything. Jax is going to be like, I was in a facility getting help. And we all know that.
Remember when he was getting married? It was like,
oh, yeah,
someone's like unborn child could have died. Who'd be like,
yeah.
I know, but I'm getting married. So we're just going to have to table that for the moment.
This is, I feel like this is going to be that times, I was going to say on crack, but I don't think we should say that. It's going to be this times 1,000 where I think he'll come back trying to play the saint card. Like, I am fixed. I'm healed. Remember when he had the Reiki, what was she?
Oh
the
my
Reiki
God.
teacher?
Yeah.
I know. I think he's going to play that card, like very zen,
100%.
fixed. Everything's fine.
Did you listen to okay, so I know that, we've talked about how like the word narcissism is like overused, but I think I think Jack's he's the OG narcissist, right? I mean, so I don't think there's any exaggeration there, but did you listen to that episode of Armchair Expert where she had like the narcissism expert on?
Maybe. I'm wondering if I'm confusing it with a psychopath, because that one was so interesting.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard like 2 different episodes where people who really like focus on narcissism, like they study it, have really talked about how you kind of really can't like
stop.
Fix it.
Yeah.
It just like is like there's no real, which is such a shame for the ones that like want to get that sorted out. But then that's part of it is that they
don't know, right?
Want to get it. And so
because they don't know it's a problem.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm just really curious to see how this all plays out coming out of the facility. Like what went down in there that he's going to be all high and mighty about. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could. And
he's going to come back saying, this is what's going to happen. He's going to come back saying that he's healed, that he is on the right path. It's like the same thing that he did after he cheated on Brittany, but then he'll gaslight the hell out of Brittany if she has a drink in front of him. Or he also, with Brittany dating someone else.
That's what I want to know.
He's going to throw a fit.
Yeah. How long do they film for? Because if they started, how long do they do it? Like 6 to 8 weeks?
I feel like it's usually 3 to 4 months.
Oh, I was wrong.
Well, that's what it was for some of the other shows. Maybe for the Valley, it's less because it's not as developed yet.
Because I remember Lala saying last year it was like, I think it was like early July to the end of August. So that's like 2 months.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Because then that means he's coming back at the very tail end. But unless they extend it and do it for longer.
I mean, God, is that even 30 days for that man?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it must be. It must be.
Well,
so we'll see what happens there. Yeah. I just hope that, like, here's my thing with Lala and Sheena going on that show. They're just a little too seasoned in reality TV. And so it's like where you have Michelle and even like Brittany has done reality TV for years, but she was like never the main focus and not ever the one like really stirring it up. And then what are the other ones' names?
Jasmine, Janet. Jasmine's
okay, so the
stuff though. Jasmine knows her way
the
around.
the
Janet,
Miss USA.
Oh God.
What? Why am I not?
Hold
oh
on.
My God, this is so annoying. Danny and oh my God,
I'm looking.
Cannot. So anyway, but they have
Nia.
Okay, so they just haven't done that much reality TV, and I just can see not as much Sheena, but definitely Lala inserting herself in ways to really stir the pot with them that is going to make, I think, even them feel inauthentic, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like, she's
it'll
like
ruin it for us.
Well, but I think she also plays like such a producer role that like, and she does it so terribly that she's doing it terribly because it's obvious. If she was doing a good job at it, if she was doing a good job at it, we wouldn't really notice. And I think what she can tend to do is make the other people in scenes with her look inauthentic because they're just responding to the whatever bullshit she's pushing. Does that make sense?
It does. And like we've talked about Lala being a producer plant not a producer plant, but she plays the producer game the same way Tamra does.
Lisa Rinna.
Like we know, like she comes in for shock value.
Yeah.
And since we all already know that, and then Sheena's just like her little sidekick that will do whatever.
And I think because we know that, then we just don't trust whatever scene she's in, regardless of who's in the scene. I guess that's like the point I'm trying to take it across.
And we're also like you said last week, like we're so good right now. We need a break from them. It's not like we want to see this and then we want them to pick up on Vanderpump and then see them on 2 shows. They're not Paige. No. It's not like we're like how Paige is on Southern Charm and on like this ain't that.
No.
Well, did you see?
The Ariana, like the comment that Katie left on. So Tracy Tudor from $1 Million Listing, who normally I like that show.
I have never watched.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
So good. It's just like an easy watch. It's like a Below Deck sort of.
Okay.
And you get to see like these crazy homes, but
that's always fun.
Yeah. And then you just think about how I'm never going to have one. But anyway.
How poor we are.
Yeah. But anyway, she spoke out and basically said, like, I agree with Lala. I think that Ariana just like needs to like move on if you're going to be part of an ensemble cast. And Katie Maloney comments, shut up. Just all it said was shut up. And then Ariana comments, I love I just really love how far Katie and Ariana have come because they were never really at odds.
They just had two,
because their boyfriends were kind of like and Sandoval and Katie never got along. They could never really fully get in there. And now it's like, it makes so much sense that they're friends because their friends, like their group of friends outside of the show are actually their core group of friends. They share
in
that
real
with
life.
Dana and the Rayleigh girl and who some of the people that we don't see, we just see them through their Instagrams, but you can tell that they're actually all are like true friends. No cameras, no lights, no money. They're friends.
No, and that's the thing where we could always see through that, I think, with Lala and Sheena, because they just feel inauthentic to us.
Yeah.
Katie was just in New York to see Ariana on Broadway. I saw that on their Instagram, which is awesome. I think she's ending her run at the end of August. I agree. I'm going to say this. I agree with Tracy Tudor that she should be done with VPR because I think we all just think, I don't like the way Tracy said it, but she's just evolved from it. She's moving on.
You know what I wouldn't mind seeing? Ooh. So like, okay, I think fine. If you want to take Sheena and Lala over to the Valley, I guess that's what you guys are doing anyway. So have at it. And then VPR, do a completely new cast. I guess Schwartz is out in the Hamptons, so whatever. I'm actually like not that mad at that, to be honest. To see him
I'm
detached.
Not either.
Yeah, to see him like untethered by LA and Sandoval. I like this for him. He also probably looks great in comparison to like some of the other guys on that show.
The least problematic,
somehow. And then I know that we won't get it because Dana has talked about like how reality TV is like really fucked with her mental health. But if it was Ariana and Katie at the core of it and their group of friends, because they do really fun shit. And like the Valley is kind of this new era of the 30-somethings with children. This is the other side. And I think I resonate with that a lot more because I am also in my 30s doing fun shit all the time. And like, I can go rage on a Wednesday night if I really wanted to. Like, I don't really want to, but sometimes
school night. Oh my God. Not a school night.
I know. But like, I wouldn't mind seeing them and like getting glimpses into something about her, but not making something about her the sole focus, but them in LA and dating and going to the emo nights and going to the Palm Springs and doing all the things that we see on their TikToks.
I feel like we would need more of a premise to get us engaged, like for Bravo to pitch just a Katie and Ariana show.
You think even given the clout that they have right now, like
I do. I just think like, not that I don't think it could happen. I just think there needs to be more of a pitch of what the show would be. But Ariana, I still think over a year and a half after Scandival, I still think she's hot. I still think people want to see her. I still think she's on top. And so anything that Katie could also like, I think she's beyond VPR though. I think like, I still want to see her in the Bravo universe. I don't know what that is. The hosting of Love Island. If they're like, is there a Bravo show hosting? Is there something that she could be doing in that regard that would be interesting? I really love seeing her in that element. I mean, even Ariana in her own series, I think I would watch.
But I don't know. I love Ariana, but I don't know if she's
can carry it on her own.
Yeah, like that's why I say with Katie, whereas Katie can. It's almost like the good cop, bad cop a little bit.
I feel like I would watch something on like the rise of Ariana and what's going to be next, but how does Katie fit into that? And also what's next for Ariana? Anyhow, there's I'm waiting for the next announcement considering the Rockettes is going to be over in less than 10 days. So it'll be interesting. Chicago. Yeah, see, I'm already manifesting that she's going to be in the Rockettes.
I know. She did that. She did do this thing on like TikTok. Did you see that? And like she lists all the stuff that she's doing, and it's like some TikTok about being booked and busy. And the Rockettes came up, and I was like, so did she do a performance with them? Like other than the thing that we saw on Instagram?
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The other thing we got from Bravo this week was the Real Housewives of Salt Lake. Our fall is going to be, speaking of booked and busy, we are going to have a lot to watch. Salt Lake, as a new series, Salt Lake, I mean, I think this is season 4, season 5? Season 5.
That happened fast, huh?
It sure did. And Salt Lake from the jump has given us everything we've needed. There's going to be this new show also on Hulu called House of Mormon that I'm really interested in.
I am not. This feels so Handmaid's Tale to me. Kyle, when I won't even watch Handmaid's Tale. Like if he's in the room watching that, I'm like, you got to turn this off. Like we're living it. Like, so stop, just turn it off.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to watch the House of Mormon or whatever, just because it's one of those things like Amish people that I'm so intrigued by what goes on behind. No, I know, but like these like secret religions where like they're sworn to secrecy or like these ways of living that are not that Amish is a secret religion, but like these like ways of living with like cult like undertones. Anyhow, there's a lot coming down the pike for us.
There really is, because I saw that they also posted, I think Bravo posted this the other day, so it's Roni, Salt Lake City, Southern Charm, Southern Hospitality.
Oh, Southern Hospitality.
Yeah, I think Joe and Maddie are together. And then I think there was something else on there, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, was it Beverly Hills maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That seems
oh my God.
soon though.
We're not going to sleep.
I'm tired.
I know. We have a lot. Coming up.
Well, let's get into, since we're still on Bravo. No, let's just finish with those. Let's do OC and then we'll do the Love Island.
We're going to do OC on the other. We're going to do OC on
the other. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Okay. We're going to talk about it on the other pod, because we have 2 pods today. So we're going to talk about Love Island, the reunion. There's been a lot of hype online that we feel like we were tricked in, that we were going to get 2 Love Island reunion episodes. This definitely felt like a nothing burger, as we like to say. What are your thoughts? Looked great. Everyone looked obviously great.
What were my thoughts? Well, the thing that's so funny is when it ended, Kyle was watching it with me and he's like, is that it? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And he's like, well, what was all the hype? And I was like, I love that you have an opinion on this. And also there were little things that he had mentioned like while we were watching it. And I was like, damn, you really watched the whole season, didn't you? Like, I think he paid attention to the whole season.
That's so interesting.
So interesting. I was like, whoa, you know a lot of stuff. Let's see. Some big takeaways. Obviously, we open up with...
Well, I have a question before we open up. So there was a blind. I think it was submitted to Bravo and Cocktails or Dumois, our 2 news resources, sources, that Kaylor and Aaron delayed the start. It was supposed to start at 6 p.m. filming, but they didn't start till 11 p.m. Do we believe this?
I don't know what this is about, because it was like some producer that was like doing TikToks backstage, right?
Right. Sneaking them.
So like how, like why would she like lie about that, I guess? I mean, I guess we know. I don't know.
And then Dumois also had...
is that they were out after. I mean, I guess New York does stay open until like 4 a.m. But in my head, I was just thinking like 2. Yeah. So it's like, how did they go out after?
Did you see them out after? I didn't see any videos of them out after.
I thought I did, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I saw them the next night.
Maybe then.
The other thing was...
Damn, I'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah. And then they'd do this Empire State Building the next thing. The Dumois also talked, there was a blind about 2 people hooking up that were able to get it by cameras all season. Do we believe this?
I guess, because she doubled down on it on her podcast. So who is it? And like normally a lot of these blinds, I hate to say it, but they turn out to be right.
So I saw Janae in a clip yesterday say that it was all just a rumor that turned into a big thing. And I don't know. Do you think she's just saying that to stop the rumors? People were saying it was Kaylor and Liv.
What? Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. No, I don't really think so.
I don't either. They seem
You
like
know why?
besties.
Yeah, besties, and also like, how do I say that? Kaylor's from like a small town in Pennsylvania. I just don't know if never mind. I'm not gonna say it. But
say it.
No, because
I know what you're gonna say. Like
I just don't know how open.
She's from a red state.
Well, she's from Pennsylvania. It's a swing state. The most important, I may add. But I don't know. I don't think that is. They just feel like friends to me.
Yeah,
sure.
To me, they're giving like very much like besties. Let's share dresses and high heels and wear the same lipsticks.
Yeah. I have no idea who it could be though. That's
me
for
neither.
Sure.
And I also like that place everyone is mic'd the hell up. They're
like on 20. It felt like there's surveillance the whole time.
Right.
That's the other thing that when I saw that blind, I was like, Rob literally had to jump under the water, under a dock to get a moment of peace.
Oh, I can't.
So I don't know. I just don't think that's. But okay, so.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Kendall and Nicole. So we now from this or from basically last night, they're broken up.
Yeah. So
Nicole was on the Bio Files today. I didn't get to listen. Did you listen?
I did. And so it was really interesting. She opened up a lot.
I'm gonna listen today when I walk the dog.
Yeah. She opened up a lot. If you are a fan of the show, I would listen because I feel like Nicole got a bad edit at the reunion. I don't like how everybody was ganging up on her. I just don't think that's fair. Like, she can feel how she wants about this. And I think what she said was like, she's had a really bad experience. She's been in an emotionally and physically abusive relationship. And so trust is very, very important to her. And I think she felt like it was the first opportunity. Like, she felt so bad that Kendall was in this situation where his nudes were being leaked. And originally she had his back. And then it wasn't until the next day when Janae was like, did you see where the video was taken? It was taken before we left, like before he came into the villa. And I think that lie she was battling with, because she's like, I feel so bad that this happened to Kendall, but also like he lied to me. And I don't think she cared about, I think if he would have said, oh, I sent this before the villa, she wouldn't have cared that it was sent before the villa. I think it's just the lie, period. And she's feeling like our relationship's starting off on a lie.
Totally. And it's like, go ahead, keep going.
Well, Nick said this one thing that really stuck with me. He said, because she's like, I just feel like I should give him a chance. And I just feel like we need to work this out. And Nick said, do you feel like you should give him a chance because you said the words, I love you? And she said, yeah, kind of, because I don't throw that around so easily. I'm not the one to just flippantly say it. I say it when I mean it, and I did mean it. And because I put it out there, I feel like I owe this a shot. And she said there were other times when there was a club instance where, I don't know if you saw it, there were like different things about it where there were two Black girls in his booth, and apparently he kicked them out, and people were accusing him of being racist about it. And she had asked for the full story on that, and he didn't really give her the truth on that. And so I think Nick put it in such a good way that when he interviewed Kendall, he feels like Kendall gives people the version of Kendall they want to see, and maybe isn't authentic, not on purpose, but just because he's young and still learning his shit and still learning himself. And Nicole seems to me older and wiser. And she said, like, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that I need to teach them how to behave.
Okay. Lots of thoughts.
Lots.
So I knew some of this just from the Vanderpod recaps. Like, I read through that this morning. It does definitely, like, okay. So my first reaction when Kendall and Nicole were getting into it at the reunion, I did not appreciate the way everyone else was coming for her at all. I was like,
The
two
girls.
things can exist. Yeah, the girl. I was like, two things can exist here. This could be really shitty for Kendall, but she can also feel like you don't know the conversations that she had with Kendall and how trust is the number one thing for her. And to come out and the first moment you have to like be honest about something, you choose not to. So that's like number one. The other thing I would be like, as you were telling all of this, and it's like, how fucking thirsty are you that you're in Fiji going on a dating show on Love Island and still on Raya sending like videos? Like that feels a little bit much, no? Also, how did he get on Raya?
That was going to be my next question. Like, how is he on Raya? And she said she almost would have felt better if she said the other thing was that he was sending that video to just someone he doesn't even know yet. And that she would have felt better if it was to someone he was in a relationship with because of, like, I get that too. Like, you're just putting your shit out there for everyone.
Totally. And it's like, that's so fucked that someone leaked it like that. I feel like that's definitely kind of falling under some sort of revenge porn situation. But like you're sending this to a stranger while in a hotel to meet the love of your life.
About to go on a TV show that everyone's going to see that maybe he didn't realize the extent of it, but that's another just like it's this little boy mentality.
But the point is that he's still sending something like that to a stranger while waiting to go on a show that he claims to want to find the love of his life and being there for the true reasons. It's like, what is not red flag? Like that is such a walking red flag to me.
And Nick talked about that a little, like saying that people are going on this show to find the love of their life. Fine. We can say that's what this is, but realistically, if anybody's going on a reality show, let's all be real. We know that there's an angle of what business opportunities, what sponsorship opportunities, what clout they're all going to get. This is dumb on Kendall's part.
Well, then wait, with that said, if you're going in, let's say you're not going for love. Let's say you're going in for the publicity. The last thing you should be doing then is sending your fucking dick across the internet because you're about to have clout. And of course someone's going to, like put that out. Like use your brain.
I think it's also crazy nowadays the way like how people are sending nudes all over the place nowadays. Like even when I was single back in the day, 10 years ago, I did it. I did that with Meek when he was living away. I did it with other people when I was dating back then. And it still isn't even, and even now it's so much easier. And so like, I don't want to blame him for sending them and them being leaked. It's more like, what are you doing? I think for me, it's giving, I don't think Kendall went into the house with the right reasons. And I think that's what Nicole is questioning in this moment.
Okay. What I'm questioning is take some accountability. Like, I feel like he's not taking any accountability. And if I was Nicole, that's what I'm pissed about. So like, not 100%. Only the first opportunity you have to be honest with me after we just spent the last however many weeks getting to know each other and me telling you how important honesty is. And then the first opportunity you don't do it. And then on top of that, you're not taking accountability. You're going on Nick Vital's podcast saying like not being truthful about it. And then going to like she's going silent, getting hate. And you're out here nonstop on social media, having the best goddamn time. Like,
and she said that. She said, like, she said she didn't believe that it was the real story. And when she asked him, I just don't know if this is the truth. And he would say, well, it is what it is. Like, this is the story. This is the story. This is the story.
Run.
And she said that
anyway.
She said that he only checked on her. Like she said she needed space and he literally gave her space without texting her, without calling her. They weren't talking every day. The only time he checked in on her was after she made a post on social media about her mental health.
Run, get out.
Yeah.
He just saved you. He just saved you. Like, you don't need to waste more time.
I fell in love with her when she told him she loved him because I felt like she was really trying to be open to the like experiment. And to me, to me, I felt like we saw the most growth in her as a person, even though, like, and she seemed to be entering into the least toxic scenario. And she said, like, I wanted to go on the outside and, we were in this little love bubble and I wanted to see how it was going to play out. And my fear was exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I kind of started to like her. I guess I didn't know the reasons for her going kind of quiet, but for whatever reason that like I kind of like I was like,
me too.
I liked that she was a little more hush and like just sort of wasn't all over social media. Like you didn't see her trying to like do a bunch of money grabs. I don't know.
And she said even before the show, she wasn't a big social media person. She wasn't on a lot. Like it wasn't really her thing. And I like that too.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm sorry that she had to go through that, but yeah, I think Kendall is the problem.
Yeah. And I wish, she said, I feel like in the social circle of it all, that I'm going to lose the friends from the house because of it.
She is.
And she seemed sad about that. But, Kendall's the one that likes to get nasty.
Oh, what an ick. When he says that, I'm like,
my vagina shrivels up.
Like I'm like, say it so many times that Nicole doesn't even think about you because it'll happen.
I think it might have. I was happy to hear her take on the Viall Files. But yeah, who else are we talking about? I mean, Aaron and Kaylor.
Aaron and Kaylor, we could just. Why did he wait to this moment to say that he went down her pants?
This man thought that this would be the best time. Speaking of Viall Files, he was also on the Viall Files yesterday.
Oh, he was?
Aaron was on the Viall Files yesterday, and he basically cried the entire time.
Oh my God, how did I miss this? I was in such a deep cleaning mode yesterday, like literally sweating, scrubbing my house.
It would have been the perfect cleaning podcast because he said, he basically said that he waited because he was afraid of the repercussions.
So he thought doing it on national TV was going to be better?
He said they broke up on August 7th. Okay. And then when they got to New York, they spent some time together. And then Liv and Kaylor were also on Chicks in the Office, and I listened to a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. And Kaylor said she spent the first night in New York with him and got into a fight with him outside of a 7-Eleven at 43rd and 9th Ave or something.
Oh, I heard this clip. Like
and I was like screaming at 4:00 in the morning. I was like, this is so, but
messy.
This is, and like, this is what that type of relationship is. He's 28 and she's only 22. Like,
damn,
it's
she's
not
so young.
I know. And we talked about how they're just the beginning of a toxic relationship. And we're seeing it. I was proud of her for sticking up for herself.
Yeah.
I honestly go Kaylor because I did not expect to see this side of her, and I'm glad she stuck up for herself.
Yeah, Serena was the one. It was like being interviewed, and she was like, "What was like your favorite part of the reunion or whatever?" And she was like, "My girl Kaylor stood on business. Like she stood her ground," and she's like, "I'm so proud of her," and I feel the same way.
Yeah, I really didn't think she had it in her, and I feel bad saying that.
I don't think that she knew what was coming. Like, I don't know that she thought that she was gonna. And then I think when he drops that bomb, like I put my hand down her pants, she was like, it was so in the moment. Like she responded how she would have behind closed doors.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, because get away from me. Yes. Switch seats, or I'm gonna physically hit you.
Yes, when she said, she looked at Liv like, can we switch seats? And then like they switched seats, and I was like, yeah.
That was a good
funny.
one.
Liv has really grown on me.
See, watching this back made me get the ick from Liv. Like
funny. Wow, we are never aligned.
Never. Watching her in that fire pit scene, which I know we might be jumping ahead, but watching her in that fire pit scene, how she literally navigated and manipulated that whole situation to get what she wanted out of it, and then threw Leah under the bus in the end. That blew me away. Like
she did apologize though, right? To Liv.
As she should, but would she have
to Leah, I mean.
Yeah, but would she have apologized if she didn't get caught in that 10-minute long fire pit discussion?
I was so glad that they finally, everyone online is like, why did they show us the whole fire pit? I'm like, the internet has been begging for it. What do you mean? Everyone's been asking for it. We get it. And we're like, no, we actually didn't want it that long.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because it
oh
was
my God.
very, very long.
We are the worst. Like,
I feel like but it was weird that they didn't show it. And I'm like, did they not show it because it was more Liv also throwing Nicole under the bus more?
So yeah, there was this girl that I saw on some Instagram reel this morning that was talking about how, I wish I saved it so I could just find it. But
yeah,
how so Ariana obviously didn't get to write the questions. The producers wrote the questions. Yeah. How by doing that the producers of the show really wanted to stick to a narrative, and it kind of just plays off of them not showing that clip or that scene during the season. Like, they have a narrative, that's what they're going for, and they didn't want to stray at all. And
like, I hate that.
thought, yeah, and I also thought it was so weird, like, during that whole scene, Rob was a big part of this show. Did Rob speak at all, really, other than defending? He wasn't really pressed on anything.
No one was pressed on anything. No one was pressed on anything. The biggest scenes were the fire pit, which took 11 minutes, which I don't think we ultimately needed to see every second of that fire pit at the end. I would have much rather seen Rob getting questioned about the about the Andrea. I mean, even in the Andrea situation, he wasn't questioned.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Andrea, it was more like Rob was like, yeah, she made weird TikToks about me when I got out. Yeah.
That was kind of, it was so weird. Why did they even invite the other people?
If they to eat Pizza Hut. What do you mean?
So weird. Even Daya, is that her name? Daya or Daya?
Daya, yeah.
She went on like Daya. TikTok or whatever and said like she had to really fight to speak. Like she was like kind of speaking out even at Ariana, although like I think it's more the producers that are directing Ariana.
Yeah, for sure.
But saying like when I kept bringing up like I want to have my moment to speak, especially about like the social media hate. And she did have a good message that there was so much pushback and they're like, we don't have time. And she was like, then why are we here? Like, why did you have us come out here? What are we doing? Like, if we're not allowed to speak on our experience, what is the point exactly? Like, why not just have the core members?
That's so interesting you're saying that, because now they had that very calculated Pizza Hut ad where they brought in the other people, then had the cyberbullying messaging going across the thing, going across the TV. And now I'm like, is that why they did that? That seems so calculated.
The message that they put out before, you saw that, right? That Peacock had put out like a message before. Love Island had made a post before the reunion started saying like, basically like, you know, this is a show that we all love. Like, let's not beat these people down in the comments, and basically like no online bullying.
Wow. I see. And I don't even.
So it must have been really bad for all of them.
Yeah. And a lot of people, we saw TikToks from people afterwards saying, you know, the reunion, people were taking time offline. I mean, Aaron and Nick Vile's podcast was crying the entire time and said like he's crying, saying that he was going to take time off of social media, that he just needs to get himself back. Like, it was sad. Yeah. But it just felt like a little bit too late for me on, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought it was so weird that no one was pressed on any questions except for the girls. Like the Leah and Andrea thing, I felt like it took up the bulk of the
we didn't
for whatever, but there was no real result. I know we didn't really need it. The whole thing was like a little bit confused. Like, I didn't feel like I walked away with anything. Like, I had a good time watching it, but I was like, I feel no different than I did, except for Janae, of course, being like so funny and pulling out the receipts and telling Andrea, like, we good, girl, but you keep Leah's name out of your mouth. Like,
keep Leah's name out your mouth.
And then she did say, I had been saying on this podcast a few times that what I was so frustrated with was them saying, like, trying to paint this narrative, like, Leah said that she didn't, like, told Rob that she didn't talk shit about him to Andrea. And Janae brings it up and she's like, she didn't say that she didn't talk shit on Rob. She said that she didn't talk shit on Rob to Andrea. And I was so happy that that was finally addressed, because that was really, that bothered me like all season.
And
there's just such a difference there.
Of course, because, and even in the fire pit, how this is where Liv got so nervous when that fire pit scene started.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw her. She was like biting her nails. She got real nervous because she orchestrated that entire conversation and then went ahead and when Rob, like, she blew that all up. So that's why, like, this whole producer plant thing or whatever it is, like, it's almost like producers told her to say that, say that Leah was the one that initiated the conversation. Because Leah said nothing about Andrea in that, other than, I don't know if she's here for the right reasons, but everybody else was saying the same thing. She didn't like go input. Hard.
What I kind of thought when I was like talking to Kai about it, I was like, I think if it wasn't a producer doing it, that what was sort of happening is that, like, she had inflated this like idea that if Andrea leaves and all Leah had to do was say it one time that she wanted to leave, and in Liv's head it went to, oh, I see, if Leah wants Andrea to leave, it's because then she can get back with Rob. But Leah straight up said, like, no, I'm not going to be someone's second choice. Like, that was never on the table for Leah.
Never.
Like, that was done, regardless of Andrea being there or not. And I feel like that's where Liv misread the entire situation. Like, Leah's not that girl that's going back.
But I don't think Liv misread it. I think Liv was starting shit.
Okay, so yeah.
That's what I think. I think Liv was starting shit. I think she was starting a problem, starting shit. And that fire pit to me proved it. Like, she sat there and was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but it's Nicole, right? It's Nicole, right? And they're like, wait, we thought it was Andrea. And she's like, oh, right, it's Andrea. Okay, I don't know what to say, but this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. Like, she was thriving in that moment.
Yeah,
and
she really was.
You could tell she's like, oh, fuck, oh, shit, oh, shit. It was like, it turned my idea of her around a little bit. And like, everyone seemed to follow along whatever Liv said in that house.
Kaylor especially. Like, I was shocked at how Kaylor ended up in that conversation with Rob. Like, remember when they were like out on that couch and Liv is telling her like, oh yeah, like Leah, like really stirring the pot. And Kaylor ended up kind of being in on that too. And I was kind of like, what the fuck?
But they're all followers, and Leah was the only one that stuck up for herself. And, you know, that's what the Liv of it all. I don't know. She rubbed me the wrong way after seeing that. Like, to your point, though, I feel like I left watching Reunion feeling like I already knew everything that was going to happen because of social media. And I left feeling I wanted more, but I don't know what that was.
The only thing, I mean, I think the only thing that we got really new out of this reunion was Nicole, because she's been silent.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like, I know that, you know, they have so many opportunities when they come out, but I wonder if staying silent for a little bit coming out of the villa and then after the reunion would make a little bit more sense.
You know, Nick Viall was on his podcast was saying how, because this is so in real time, you're getting the hate in real time, and you don't have the like filming the show, decompressing, and then having the time for it to come out and then deal with it. Then, like, everything's happening, everything's heightened, the relationships are heightened because everything's happening in real time. And I think that is just, you know, we see that.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that point, but I feel like it's going to die down now. They said that they're going to have Love Island games. I wonder if Ariana is going to be hosting that. You have a lot of Love Island to catch up on. This Molly May and Tommy Fury thing, if you're a Love Island fan,
I didn't realize how young she is.
Oh, she was on the show when she was 20, 21, maybe.
Who's trying to find love at 20?
But that's the thing. The UK folks usually tend to be a little younger. Yeah, but like Kaylor's 22.
I know, that just seems like a crazy age to find love.
I know. But the Molly May and Tommy Fury thing, if you do follow, Tommy Fury is being accused of cheating with many allegedly different women. And basically she's been fed up. But I feel like there's gonna be more that'll come out from them. I feel like we'll hear more from Love Island. I think it's going to be one of those pop culture things from now on that we're going to, me and you are always going to cover it. I can't wait for you to start your rewatch. I actually think I'm going to rewatch the US.
Leah just signed with UTA.
I know. Yeah. Lucky. What I would do.
I know. I'm excited to see what happens for her.
She's got big things coming.
Cordell got his Cheez-It endorsement.
Yeah, we shared that. He had his first ad last night.
I love when a brand jumps on like these kinds of opportunities when like they feel like something's in the zeitgeist and they really hit the mark with it. I mean, we saw so many brands do that with Ariana.
Yeah. Like Duracell. Oh my God.
No one has ever talked about batteries that much before or after that ad. All of a sudden, batteries were like the star for like weeks.
If you had to have a basic brand sponsorship, what would it be?
What do you mean a basic brand?
So like if you think of like the Cheez-Its or Duracell, like something that you use or eat that you're like, yeah, like I know what mine would be, who I would want to sponsor me.
Diet Coke.
Of course.
Is that what it is?
Of course. Absolutely. Get me the merch. Where you at, Diet Coke? Sponsor us.
Maybe a hummus brand.
Oh yeah, but like what's
but not just any. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I'm so particular about my hummus these days. Some I won't even eat.
What about the crackers that you eat with your hummus? Is that specific?
No, I do love cheese. I would fuck around with an extra toasty Cheez-Its ad. What? The extra toasty are the best ones.
Oh, gluten. I can't have toasty Cheez-Its or Cheez-Its. When?
What would it? There was that the other day I was thinking about just like brand deals and I was just like, God, I fucking wish. Like I just want some free cool products. So
you would love Skims, I think, but I don't know if that's a basic one.
Yeah, I actually just put an order in for Skims like 2 days ago.
See? Okay. Yeah. Anywho, all right. Well, we will have a second episode, a bonus episode coming out. Also, we'll be back next week with an all new episode. And actually, in a few weeks, we're going to have another special guest on. Stay tuned to hear more about that. We're so excited about that.
So excited about that. Also, apologize to listeners for the 2 dings that my phone went off. I have everyone on. Okay. It's on Do Not Disturb, except Kyle and my mom can get through to me at any time.
Fun fact.
I know.
Anyhow,
gotta block them.
Block them. All right, friends, we'll be back next week with an all new episode. Tune in to our special episode. If you don't already follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Bonded by Bravo. And what do you do on TikTok? Like and follow us. No, like and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Bonded by Bravo Pod. Thanks, friends.
Thank you.